The Bell telephone system brings you another of its series of programs on science. Man's effort to understand nature's laws.
The story you are going to see and hear is about science. It is also a story about you. This man is a geneticist. He is concerned with questions that have puzzled mankind for many ages. He studies the wonderful way in which life is passed on from one living cell to the next. For in these little units, of which all living things are made, lies hidden the secret which we may well call the thread of life.
Obviously the old model of science, and we here at the Living Genetics Laboratory have discovered a lot of fascinating... Slide, please. Yeah, come on, there we go. A lot of fascinating new information about this deoxyribonucleic acid, this super sensitive subject found in all parts of our bodies, or something. Well, within this quantum code is hidden a secret. As we discovered here at this Epiphany weekend, there are various codes hidden within our DNA, A and T and G and C and these other letters that seem to form up everything in our bodies. But the really interesting thing, folks, is that even though we have an intricate, intimate, personal code that defines who we are actually all made up of the same 64 combinations. That's right. Hidden within us is the same thing. And yet, we're all unique. And there's a lot of misconceptions about science. And so we here have been deciding to rip apart the old models and really show, as you can see, the true spectrum of reality. You see the torus field of involution coming into our bodies and our evolutionary impulse to rise up into freedom. This is the real geometry of every single thing. Every particle in our universe is spinning. Everything follows this fundamental pattern. And as I've studied with many famous scientists such as Nassim Haramein, Marshall Rimmer, and Homer Simpson, all working really hard with this donut thing, I have found a breakthrough that I believe we should share today. Slide, please. So there is a common misconception that every gene key has this shadow, gift, and city. And while that might be true, it seems a little two-dimensional to me. It seems like a ladder, as if I can move from the shadow to the gift and eventually to some enlightened realm that maybe someone's experienced at one time in their life. But that just doesn't, I just don't buy it. No. So we discovered, slide, that within, slide, thank you, the shadow, gift, and city is actually a two-dimensional representation of a three-dimensional form of the toroidal field. So as you can see, at the very center is the city, right? This still point at the at the very center point of every spinning molecule in all of existence is this perfection when we can relax deeply enough into that moment, that pause. It's always there. It's always there. But that would be boring. So we also have this spinning environment called the gift, right? And there's this rush as the torus is coming into the center. There's this surfing of something amazing. We are alive. We are spinning particles. And of course, at the very farthest reaches is the shadow. Come on, slide. As dense as my assistant back there, the shadow is the farthest reaches of the toroidal field. I apologize, that was just rude. That is the shadow frequency, and this is where matter is actually formed. Without this toroidal motion all the way to the edges that we could possibly find, that's where the shadow is. It is not something evil, it is not something to push away, it is something to embrace as a part of this amazing universe. And so, this is the real breakthrough, folks. Are you ready? There are phase transitions between these moments of shadow, gift, and city. Between the shadow and the gift is, of course, the shift, right? That moment that we choose to embrace a higher frequency. And as we embrace that gift, we decide that we are reaching into that acidic state. Oh, it gets so good, it gets me a little giddy. That's right. This is where we're at, folks. This is us embracing the giddy. That's right here. It's just so good. And then, of course, from the city, there's a relationship to the shadow. Because really, the holy shitty is here for us, folks. Because hidden within every shadow is not just the gift,
but the holy shift to remember that the city is always with us. Slide. So, we now understand one Taurus, let's add another, right? Programming partners, relationships, people. We are complicated beings. How are we supposed to do this for ourselves and then also do it with each other? Well, it seems to me that the double Taurus is, of course, the secret of the universe that we're all really just starting to grok in some way or another. And I understand it from a scientific point of view. But how does this really play out in reality?